Rexer! Rexer, get up! The show's on. Yo! Yo! We got crowd in here. The show's on. What happened?
I was watching these new Atgames pinball tables from this video that P-Dubs did, and I think I fell asleep watching it. I fell asleep, guys.
This is good bedtime lullaby, you're saying?
Oh my God. If you haven't seen this video of these games, what is it, Kev? The 10 games, 10 out of the 15?
10 out of the 15 that come with your 4K Atgames Legends Pinball. And they're snooze fests.
I mean, are we serious with these games? I don't even want to tell you guys to go watch them because you're going to be like, what? What is that? I mean, Kev, these games, I mean, this is an embarrassment to Atgames. I'm sorry. You play them all. They're all garbage.
I must have played them once and never played them again.
What? I mean, the audio's terrible. There's no call outs.
Some of them are so quiet. Like, this game is so quiet when you play it. There's nothing going on.
I mean, this is just awful. There's nothing going on. The music puts you to sleep, Bo knows. It puts you to sleep. All right. We'll talk about this later. We'll talk about this later.
Yep. Sorry to wake you up, though, man. Come on, we got people here.
Yeah.
You can fall asleep later to that.
We'll fall asleep later, guys. Tell everybody what's going on with Arcade 1-Up, because I do want to bring up a picture. Okay. Picture. Go ahead.
So there's rumors that John D is gone, pretty much confirmed. But the last couple of days, the other rumors are hitting the fan that pretty much the management at Arcade 1-Up has been turned over. The board of directors have had it with Arcade 1-Up shenanigans, and they basically replaced the management team at Arcade 1-Up, all but confirmed. So the Arcade 1-Up that you know and love is pretty much dead. And it's being managed now by a bunch of different people whose bottom line is the bottom line. So enjoy those Pac-Men because you're getting 10 more next year, guys, no doubt.
Now, why do we bring this up, or why do I bring this up? And thank you, everybody, for joining. Carlo, Bo, Walter. Well, the more I've been thinking about this, guys, the demise of Arcade 1-Up, the more I just keep thinking about these licenses that they got and the complete disaster and failure of all these licenses. And we see that Zen, we're going to talk about Atgames Pinball. Zen is that's gone. I hear that's gone from 1-Up. It's moving over to Atgames.
Yeah.
So why? Well, because they don't want them, because they cost too much. But here's what's funny, guys. Here's a tweet that I found funny. Somebody sent me this, and it was good old John D. Let's blow this up a little bit. John D. trying to save some face here, you know. An exclusive relationship needs to be mutually beneficial, or someone will find another partner who treats them better. Treat each other well, show respect, and don't take the other for granted. That's the key to. He's like trying to pump himself up as to why like his licenses were so good, and he was the license guy, and he was this guy. Let me explain something to you guys, okay? Let me explain something to you guys. All the licenses that he wanted, that he got, were complete failures. He was the license guy. Those licenses were failures. They paid too much for those licenses. Yeah. All of them, he went and convinced Scott Bacharach, get Blitz, right? Get Killer Instinct, get Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And they all failed. He overpaid, and all of them failed. Now, everybody wants, Kev, here, and I'm going to get to the super chat. Yeah. Thank you, Stringer, in just a second. Everybody wants to blame the quality and say, well, he got the licenses and the quality failed.
Yeah.
Okay, then why did they fire John? You fire the quality people when quality fails.
Exactly.
You fire the license person when licensing fails. Licensing failed. He went and got licenses that nobody wanted and needed, and he convinced everybody, let's pay a crap load for these licenses.
Yep.
Does that make sense, Kev?
Yeah, I mean, look at basically Blitz and MVC2 sunk him and the company from every day. You hear that it's more of a disaster than the day before, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. If you're an Ollie's fan, just go get it for $2.99. it's pretty bad.
If
So,
he did such a
know,
great job, why did they fire him? Because they didn't
yeah.
want those licenses that he got, that he screwed them. He sank the company. The more and more I think about it, the more I see these pallets of Blitzes still out there.
Did you
these
see
pallets
that?
of Big Blues selling them for $100 and all this stuff. The more I realize he sank them with his licenses. They just want Namco and Pac-Man,
Yeah.
and that's it.
You know what the first one was that they didn't learn from? The Simpsons. When that was $99 at Walmart around the country, they never learned from that lesson, and they continued it for 2 years after. And the board said, "We had enough. You're all gone. We gave you a 2-year leash, and you screwed it." So nobody to blame but themselves.
Stringer, $2. Thank you so much. Sounds like a time of crises over at Arcade 1-Up. It is.
Well, they're already labeling that a failure, apparently, Rex. Or according to Biggie's moles, they're already labeling this a failure because of the pre-orders.
The time crisis.
Yeah.
Of course it's a failure. Nobody wants that.
It's already a failure.
I just feel bad because he listened to everybody in the community who wanted stuff, Killer Instinct and Big Blue and all, and they were all failures.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're going to get Blitz. Go ahead. You paid an arm and a leg for the NFL license, and now, they didn't sell, but if that was the case, then I'd walk into office and go, why are you firing me? Go fire all the quality people that build these things. Why are you firing me? I got the license.
I got it. You sell it.
Yeah, I got it. You sell it. You don't fire me. You were the first one to go, John. The first one,
Exactly.
It's like, okay. Anyway. Yeah, this incompetence is just So here we move on. We're going to talk about one other thing. We're going to talk about disclosures and all this stuff before we get to Atgames and the pinball tables and all this stuff. But here we go, Kev.
Yeah.
With all these shills are jumping off the 1-Up bandwagon.
the rats are leaving.
Are on the Atgames pinball bandwagon. Do we have to disclose that we are not in the influencer program because everybody else is?
Yes.
Everybody else is in the influencer program. I checked my email.
Program. I didn't get the application. So guys, what you're hearing from Rexer and me, straight opinion, no contracts have been signed. We are under no NDA. So we're probably the only two on the internet that have made a video without an NDA, Rexer. I can tell you that much.
Yes. Everybody. Glad to catch the number one Arcade 1-Up channel. We still are, Papa, and we still will be as we go. Thank you very much, Papa. Yeah, we're probably not the number one Atgames channel.
No,
not yet.
No,
you never know. Yet. Beware, Papa. We might take that over. We might have
to jump on their ship as it comes by, and we jump from the Arcade 1-Up sinking ship to the Atgames full sail.
the only two people not in the influencer program. If you were watching this video and you're looking for Atgames information and you just keep seeing all these shills talking about Adam's family, and they're all in the Atgames bed. They're all of them. You could name them. They're all in it. Okay. Good riddance to 1-Up.
Good riddance.
Right? Yeah. I didn't hear the disclosure. There's no disclosure yet. There will be a disclosure in a second here.
We just did it. We're not affiliated.
We did. Our disclosure was we're not affiliated. They spent more money on development. Scott told John D plenty of times they aren't a software company. Bad management and Well, I mean, at some point you got to go.
But
I think we bit off more than we chew.
But Scott signs the checks.
Yeah.
John D's not writing checks. Scott could put him in his place and say we're not doing it.
He could have, but that's why he's gone too.
Yes, exactly, exactly. One day you'll get the full story on how bad it was over there.
What's up, Teddy? Good to see you. We're not talking NBA Jam tonight. Let's Kev, let's go to the shill cam today.
Let's do it.
Here's our disclosure.
Is this a live view from the shill cam?
This is a live view of the shill cam. Let's how do we make this bigger?
Clean.
Can we double click? Oh, look at that. It's the shill cam. The shill cam.
This is
what are we shilling today, Rex? Well, we are shilling the Glenn's Retro Show Ikari Warriors joystick. All right, get ready for a video on that. I do have a relationship with Glenn, to be fully transparent. That's our disclosure statement. I do not get paid by him. But this was actually, Kev, we'll talk about this after we did our interview with him. This was given to me by him. for
Uh-oh.
review, which was shocking, even though I bought 2 of them.
Yeah.
The next item will be this little ditty right here that you guys don't know what it is, but I will be
Oh.
shilling that on the shill cam. And then obviously we have already shilled the Coke machine from New Wave Toys. We've already shilled that one, and I did get that as a review unit as well. So that is the shill cam, everybody.
Woo,
that is
there
the
you
shill
go.
cam.
The live shill
And
cam.
this little thing is an I code. Oh, this thing is awesome. I'll shill
Nice.
this.
Can't wait
thing
to
for
see
you
that
guys.
one. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's actually the video is going to be a replacement for the Atari 2600 Plus and the what is that? The new one, the one that I shilled back in the day.
Game Station Pro.
Game Station Pro. Wasn't it
Nice.
Game Station Plus back in the day? Now
Yeah,
it's
I
Game
think they're
Station
calling it a
Pro.
Pro now. Yeah.
$5 from Akuma. I've said it time and time again. Watch the actions to see true colors. When you see people jump ship to a new hotness, it should send a message to the crowd. Yeah.
Yep.
These shills will be jumping ship to every new hot item that they can, and
Yeah.
if a new 3/4 scale arcade company came out, they wouldn't talk about 1-Up or any of their 1-Up. All their 1-Ups would be gone behind them, and it'd be lined up with that new company. Like you'd be like, hey, what happened to those arcade 1-Ups that were so awesome that you bought them all? Remember how awesome those things are? Oh no, we're on to the new shill 3/4 scale.
Wait,
arcade.
so you're saying we're going to see a bunch of New Wave toy shills coming out in the next couple days with possible announcements?
I don't know. Couple announcements in 2 days. We'll see if they bring something to the table. I don't know if they will.
Yeah.
But by the way, go check out my New Wave Toys Coke machine video if you haven't seen it.
Very
it's
nice.
A great shill video for you.
It comes with the biggest pair of
views.
tweezers I've ever seen in my life. What is that? Look, you can play Operation with that thing. Oh man.
Okay, we got a story to tell before we get to Atgames. Okay.
Uh-oh.
We're talking about disclosure, and we got to miss. Okay, John has a new book out, not ready for online play. Thank you, Stringer.
McDonald's Wi-Fi. It's the first chapter.
I think even Console Fanboy did a video on online play on Mortal Kombat. And it's just awful. He's like, you can't connect. Nobody's there. I mean, it is an atrocity. This online play. It's so bad for 1-Up.
Man.
Okay, let's talk about disclosure. There's been this big thing about everybody wants to disclose now their relationships, but Kev, in the past 4 years, did anybody care about this?
No. We brought it up.
Many times.
And then it kind of like people did it and then it just went away again. I don't know if I watch a video if it's free or not for the most part because there's no disclosures.
There's no disclosures with anything. And whatever, do what you want. Okay.
Yeah.
But my beef is that people were criticizing me, and I'll say specifically a person by the name Tony TGD. They call him the Frog. And I think I need to start calling him the Fraud at this point, but I'll get into that. Okay. And he made some video that I had to disclose that I had a relationship with Glenn when we did an interview with Glenn on my channel. He was on my channel talking about his product. Okay.
Yeah.
And he was upset because I didn't disclose that Glenn was supposedly my friend and that I had to disclose it while I'm interviewing him on my channel. How ridiculous is that? But let me go back to the beginning of why Tony doesn't like me. Because unfortunately, at one point, I called out a lot of his hypocrisy, and I'll tell the story really quick for people that want to hear it. And I'll show who this Tony is for people who don't know it, because I got a video, a funny one, that I want to play to just make a mockery of the whole disclosure thing. A couple things. But Kev, back in the day, Tony TGD did a video of a YouTuber and calling him out for buying subs and buying views for his channel. And he was so upset, and it was an atrocity that he bought views and subs. And if you recall, Kev, our position on views and subs is buy all you want. It's no good for your channel. It's not good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
That's always been our position. We don't care. But after he did this video, just so you guys know, the video was persuaded to be done by Zohar Console Fanboy, Overthink Gaming, and Your Average Gamer. 3 YouTubers who hate this other YouTuber who supposedly bought subs. Now, granted, the information that and the proof was very suspect. It wasn't good at all. It was very bad that this person was buying subs.
Yeah.
So I went to Tony and said, Tony, your good friend, Your Average Gamer, has been buying subs for 2 years now. And I peppered him with hundreds of screenshots of just Social Blade, no videos done, plus 200 subs, negative views on a day, plus 300 subs. I showed him videos of Your Average Gamer where after day one it had 1,500 views, and then a day after that it went down to 800 views. It got purged. I sent him all these screenshots just to make a mockery of him and go, look at your hypocrisy of you won't do a video on his friend, and he would not do it. He just wouldn't. He was like, this is, and I'm like, here, you want more? And I kept showing him more screenshots of the buying, and it's all known that he has bought thousands of subs and thousands of views for their weekly retro party show, Overthink and Your Average Game. So he hates me for that reason, because I pointed out his hypocrisy and threw it in his face. Okay. Yeah. So let's get that straight. When he does a video, that's why he's doing it. Now, let me tell something for YouTubers, for other YouTubers. When somebody smaller than your channel, like smaller than mine, as Tony TGD has a less audience than me, he does a video on me. I'm not going to go do a whole production video and waste my time doing it. Will I comment on it? Sure. Maybe I'll make a quick comment on a stream. But you know you've made it when smaller YouTubers pick on you, just like we used to pick on Riggs and Hancock.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they've made it already. You know, so I guess we've made it, Kev, because they keep picking on us.
You got to punch up, right, in the YouTuber world. You can't punch down. You know,
you got to punch up, man. He's punching up. You know.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But
Twisted Chris, I was going to say 199 from Chris. Have you got your Golden Tee update yet? It is coming tomorrow, Chris. I just got the FedEx update. It'll be here in the morning, so we should be playing invites with you, me, and Rexer soon. Rexer's coming shortly. So, yes, it is coming.
Mine got charged, so I'm waiting for it. Now, mine's going to be a little bit different, but because I'm going from 2016 to 2023, so... but anyway, let me get back to this. Thank you, Twisted Chris, for sure.
Twisted. We'll be
That's
playing.
all. I can't wait to play some golf.
It's gonna
and
be awesome.
We got, who else bought one? Was it Bonos?
We got a Brady Goat 12 just bought one.
Brady Goat.
Chris. So we're gonna be getting a bunch of people in the community playing. I'll make a video to explain all this, what we're talking about too tomorrow. Okay,
let me get to the last point here, guys. This is Tony in the upper left here with the frog face. This is about a year ago where he has these shills on, and he's basically explaining to them the laws, you know, of the FCT guidelines, right? And he goes, you guys are breaking FTC guidelines. You need to disclose your relationships. He's just telling them over and over. And then Mike B, of course, says this. Now, the video's choppy. This isn't my video. That's choppy. But let's listen to what Mike B says.
Earlier, I mean, like, none of us knew this. This is not, a lot of people forget this stuff, but or didn't know it in the first place. I know. Thank you for telling me now, and you know, I'll make sure to follow it as best as I can. We didn't know if this is a real thing or not, and not everybody does it. I mean, like, I've been doing this for 10 years. There's like a YouTube code of ethics that we do certain things. Like one, this is probably something you have to do anyways if I looked it up. But like,
code of ethics.
We always say, if you get a review product, you have to tell people at the beginning of the video. You absolutely have to. I'm super critical of people who get review stuff. Like, there's a guy, Conflicts, who gets review cabinets from Arcade 1 Up. Never, ever says it's a review cab. Never.
So he goes on to say, I'm going to do it now. Thank you, Tony. He says, oh, thank you so much, Tony. I'm going to disclose. This is a year in the past, Kev. Mike B never did it for Atgames. Never disclosed his relationship for Arcade 1 Up. He literally looked at Tony in the face, lied to him blatant to his face, and gave him a big slap in the face and said, yeah, thanks for all this. I'm never going to do it for the whole year that I've been. Actually, he's been in the influencer group of Atgames for years now and never
disclosed. He's going to do it now. He didn't. That was a dry run last year. This is the real run. He was only playing.
That didn't count, Kev. No. The FTC guidelines didn't count back then.
The clock starts now.
Now. They'll forget again.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, last thing though. Here's what's funny too. Now he said, "Oh, he got mad because I didn't disclose my relationship with Glenn." Right, Kev. When we did an interview with Glenn on the screen,
on the screen.
that's all you need to know. He's on my channel, and I'm talking to him as a friend, and we're talking about him and his product. I don't need to disclose that I have a friendly relationship at that point at all. I'm not working for him. I'm not getting paid by him.
There's no money, no product at that time. Nothing was exchanged, and that's what the law is for. It's not for friends.
It's not. It's for when you try and hide it, right? When you deceive people that you have a relationship, a close relationship with a company. It's not when somebody's on your street. It's already known. But here's the funny part, Kev.
What?
Oh, you would think that. Oh, Tony TGD is very, very diligent about this, right? He's got to be diligent about sharing and all this. Oh, but look at he does interviews all the time with people. Right? He does interviews all the time with people. Look at this comic book writer. We're discussing his current indie comic project. Did he on this stream say he was friends with this guy? No, he didn't say he was friends. There was no disclosure of friends for this interview. What about this other comic one he did? Oh, look at this. Independent comic writer Vito joins us for his upcoming comic book Super Killer, The State of America, his feud. Any friend disclosure there?
I don't see any
Tony,
friend disclosure.
Tony TGD, the fraud. So be careful when you call people out and you're not doing the same thing, so. Anyhow, that's how it goes. All right, Kev.
Good stuff. All right.
Let's jump into Atgames shilling.
I don't have any Atgames hat to put on, any shirt. Did you send me any? Oh, all right, we'll just deal with it.
Where do you want? I mean, I don't even know where to start.
Okay,
with this,
so
guys.
I have a huge list here of my issues. We can start with the price. We can start with Zen. We can start with the collector's editions issues. We can start with the Gottlieb update screwing the ALP owners. I mean, this thing's a train wreck.
Let's start with 15 tables that you get.
Okay.
We showed the crappy tables.
Okay.
We showed these junk tables right here.
They're so
All right.
bad.
You're getting 15 tables to start, and 14 of them are these junk. What are they called again? The deluxes.
The deluxes, which are not good.
Yeah,
so you get the deluxes and Adam's Family. So you're paying $1,200 if you get in on the early bird for Adam's Family. That's all you're getting. One table that you would want to wake up and play every day. So that's the first problem. The other problem is, Rexer, none of your tables carry over. Those tables that I purchased, those 150 tables, they're gone if I buy this. And I have to rebuy my tables. So what they're not telling you is that this is $1,200 plus another $300 to $400 to get where you were before you sold your ALP HD to go to the 4K. So be prepared if you buy this that you're going to put out hundreds and hundreds of dollars for the tables.
Carl likes these crappy tables. Okay, that's some opinion.
But Carl, compared to the tables that they could have given you on that, do you like
Carl,
those tables?
There's no nostalgia for these tables.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no excitement. There's no energy. There's no branding. There is nothing on these tables that is exciting, for anybody. And they just look like they play a little slow, a little bit floaty.
I didn't like them. I mean, listen.
You have them, Kev. You have all those deluxe crap
I have
tables.
them, and I don't play them. I play the Tato. If they gave you the Tato 4K, you'd be like, all right, I got some Tato. There's some nostalgia for Operation Wolf. What nostalgia do you have for Rock Band like deluxe that you've never heard of or played in your life? It's crazy.
So here we go. Thank you, Twisted Chris, $1.99.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. They're making you order ASAP. Okay,
listen,
we're going to get into that. Go ahead, Kev.
I was going to say, since it's here, we call out John D when he says you're going to get asked out if you don't pre-order, right, guys? Mm-hmm. We do that. So we're going to call Atgames out. If you don't pre-order in the next 2 days, your price goes up by $200-$300 in the next month. That is not fair. You haven't seen 4K play on Adam's Family. You haven't seen 4K play on any Zen table, right? So why would you open your wallet for the possibility that these things are going to suck? It's not fair that they're FOMOing you. It's also not fair that they're saying that there are other versions coming that you might want. But you have to buy this in 2 days. Or you're not going to save $400. I think it's ridiculous. There's no reason for this. And Chris is right. It's stupid.
Okay, so we start with you got to rebuy all the tables. if you
Yes.
get this 4K and you had the ALU, the
Yes.
first one, the ALP,
yes,
the first
ALP,
one.
the first one.
That means all your Zachariah, they're not running. We started with
Gone.
that. You get 15 tables.
15
One
tables.
is Zen. It's probably going to be Adam's family.
Yeah.
And
It
they
is,
say
yep.
that they're going to have how many more Zen tables released over time?
140 is the number I think I saw
No,
on the
but
press
only
release.
like 22 Zens over the next 3 years or something.
No, well, what they're doing is they're releasing 15 collector's editions pinballs. So I don't know if you're talking about the actual pinball or the
sorry,
tables.
yeah. They're releasing 15 more Zen tables. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, collector's edition tables.
Collector's edition
over the next 2 years or 3 years or something. So
and
you don't even know when
you don't know when, you don't know which ones, how much, you don't know
which ones.
Yeah, imagine if you order the Addams Family and 2 months later Indiana Jones gets signed. You're like, I want an Indiana Jones. Why didn't you tell me when that was coming?
Yeah.
So that's another thing that they're not telling you. And what's interesting is, Rexer, they expect to sell 5,000 of each of these 15 pre-orders. They really think they're going to sell 75K pinballs over the next 2 years with this.
Yeah.
So
that's
you're
talking about the machines themselves.
Yes.
But the collector's edition pinballs in themselves, I thought they're making different skins and more collector's edition. I thought it was more than that. Can somebody in the chat?
Yeah, I looked it up. They're making 15 collector's
tables
edition.
or
no,
15 collector's edition
actual physical machines.
Physical machines. See, I thought it was 15 like different games to play.
No, they're making.
Verify that Kev is
right.
Apparently
they're making 120 tables from Zen over time, but you don't know when, you don't know how much, you don't know if you're getting them in packs, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, and, let's talk about this real quick though. Don't want to forget $2 from Stringer. Thank you very much. The tables tax should be 2,500. Buys a real pin. Now the Stringer, they say 1,100. It's 10.99. It's 10.99. Kev, add $100 for shipping.
That's what I said.
All right, we're at 1,200. Add tax, you're at 1,300. This is the pre-order amount. You're at pre-order 1,300 for 14 crappy tables, one Zen table that you don't even know how it runs yet, and you don't even know if it's going to run at 4K.
Exactly.
Okay? Now, let me get back to this 4K stuff. And somebody in the chat.
Wait, but Rexer, you didn't even add on the fact that they're selling the control panel that they did not tell you if it's compatible with the 4K. So I have a control panel on that. If I buy the 4K, I might not be able to drop that in. So now you're adding another 150, 200. So you're up to 1,500, 1,600 before you even buy any tables. It's Stringer's right. By the time you're going to get nickel and dime to death.
Here's the problem is this is where I want to get with this. And we got many more things they're not telling you, but if you own an ALP and you're going to dump it and pay for this, I think that's crazy. I know you get a back glass. I know you get a little DMD. I know you get the 4K monitor. Okay. But you haven't seen anything of how these run, and you have to buy all the new games, and you have to shell out $1,300. Right.
Okay.
And you don't know anything. Okay.
Yeah.
If this was your first pinball, this Atgames pinball, and it's the 4K, and this was your first one, okay. I can see it.
Yeah.
But how many of you who are in the market for this already own the Atgames first pinball?
And they have it souped up. How many people put a PC? How many people did the deluxe back glass? How many people put the new solenoids in there? You're going to lose your shirt. And when you bring this in your house, you're starting from ground zero. But then someone's going to go, well, Kev, I'll just put the OTG in there. Then why'd you buy the 4K?
Why'd you buy it? Yeah. Why? Well, I got the buy stuff back box. That's what we're talking about, Jason.
Jason's right. Jason's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Wagner does have the product, and he's been talking about it. But okay, let me go back. Talking about 4K, we haven't seen the Zen tables run in 4K. Somebody figure this out for me, because I don't understand it. I have done FX3 pinball. I have tried to run it on PCs like an i5 with a low graphics card, and it won't even run in 720. You need an i7 with like a GTX 1650 to even get these Zen tables to run nicely at 1080p. How are they running 4K pinball tables on a rock chip 3588 or 80, whatever this crap is that they're running? Okay. How are they running these tables in 4K? Can somebody please explain it to me?
Yeah, that I don't know. And since we haven't seen any gameplay, you have to be skeptical at this point. You just have to be.
It has to be watered down. You're not
Yeah.
getting some of the FX3 type things like where you have the 3D graphics where the guy comes up and he's doing all the fancy things when you know what I'm talking about. Like they have those added graphics. I'm sure you're not getting that.
Yeah.
But it's a watered down version. And basically, guys, you're getting the 10 tables that Arcade 1-Up already has. Right.
Yes.
You're getting their 10
exactly.
tables right there because they've already done. They've already engineered them and they've already watered them down and figured them out. Unacceptable Fringe. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
$6.99. Go get a back box from Buy Stuff ALP and save the hassle. Yeah. Go get that. Put a switch in your ALP and run FX
free
the
seconds.
right way. Free in seconds. Just run it. Get a PC and run it the right way of FX3. You're gonna have to probably buy all these FX tables, all these Zen Williams tables again. So it's going to cost you even more money.
They want you locked into this ecosystem. And Carl here says, hey, Pinball.net lets you play all the tables from the past and decide what you want to buy. Hey, Carl, Pinball.net, have they described how many tables? Are they coming out in packs? Are you going to get only to play 10 at a time? So now you're paying $15 to $30 a month, and then you decide you want to buy these on top of it. And how much are these tables? Indiana Jones on the Switch was $15 when it came out. Are you guys willing to pay $14 or $10 per table? I mean, I have 150 tables on here. That's a lot of money just to get these things in a
you're
minimal
buy those
4K.
Zachariah tables again and those deluxe? No, I'm not. All right,
no way.
Taking a quick break. We're going to go to the shill cam here.
Oh,
the shill cam.
New?
We're going to get a beverage out of the shill cam. It's the shill cam, guys. And that is the New Wave Toys Coke machine. Shilling it. All right. So
all right.
Let's talk about the big one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we don't even know. Like, you don't know
say,
where I'm going with. What's the big one that
I
you're missing?
have 10 big ones on my sheet here. I'm probably missing something.
All right, let's go with the one that I think is an atrocity.
Okay. Yeah.
In order to get these games on your, let's just say your Atgames Legends Ultimate, you're upright because you can play pinball on that if you wanted to, or you want to, well, you can't. Let's start with you can't get them on the first version anymore, right? You can't get these games.
No, Zen is locked to 4K only. So this is another thing, guys, not to go on a tangent. So think in 2 years when there's another upgrade, you're going to be able to bring these Zen tables to the next upgrade. They just screwed all ALP owners out of Zen HD. We can't even get HD tables out of Zen. So keep that in mind. This thing is 2 years old and it's already outdated. The ALP 4K is going to be outdated in 2 to 3 years. Same thing.
Yeah, you're right, Robert. Sell it, buy another real one. It's just not, I love virtual pinball when it's done right. And I'm going to say this, guys, and I've said this a million times. Arcade 1-Up virtual pinball, way down here. It's so bad, okay? Atgames is slightly above it. It's subpar, okay?
Yeah.
Right? Then you get to FX3 and FX and VPX, right? And all those things. It's way up here. It's so much better. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Okay? So,
and they also canceled this. This shows you what they think about the ALP owners, the HD. They canceled the upgrade that they had. So now the ALP owners who had an order in the upgrade to 4K for I think it was 500, they're done. They basically got an email that said, bye. We're not giving it to you. We're not selling it. We need the resources for the 4K version. So you're asked out.
There is so much flipper lag in the 1-Up, and Whitewater is still unplayable even after the update. So what are you going to get with the Atgames? An unplayable Whitewater? You're going to get the same 10 tables, out of the ones they keep releasing. I would assume they're going to re-engineer those for the Atgames chip,
No, so Brad says, what if it does it well? Yeah, what if? But are you willing to put your 1,500 out before you see that? I mean, tomorrow or the next day when you pre-order, it's a non-refundable $200 down.
How well is well, though? See, you guys, here's the problem with the influencers, right? This is a gaming channel. I like things that run well. My opinion is FX3 runs really well. Okay, they're still better than FX3. It has its issues. And I've played the ALP. It's subpar. Those Gottlieb tables, the haunted houses, they did not run well, period.
Yeah.
They were slow, floaty. It's bad. It's to me, it's bad. Okay. But again, if you've never played FX3 or FX or VPX, then you don't know any better. So when you say if they do them well, there is no way that they can do them the same as a PC on Steam or FX3 or Switch with
That's
the
the
hardware
thing.
that they're
Yeah.
using. It's just,
Right.
it's virtually impossible.
Right.
Okay. It's not going to play the same. It's not
And
going to
it-
have all the bells and whistles.
And if you
It's
already
just not.
used the PC, you're going to expect that level of quality. And when you don't see it, your eyes don't see it, you're going to go back to your PC. And so you should have just kept your ALP HD and just played it that way. That's what I think is going to happen if they're not done right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
and we know Zen has a tendency to come out really weak and then make it better over time. So now you're going to buy these tables and then hope over the next 6 months that they keep resources to keep this thing getting updated.
Right. So Hobby
know?
Hands, thank you for the $5 super chat. There are some who think 10K for a real pinball is crazy. How many foo pins were ordered sight unseen? We get new cars every year. Just saying. Yeah. I mean, in comparison to a real pinball, it's not that expensive.
No.
My position though is that there's better alternatives for the same price for gamers. I understand people say, Kev, the argument is, oh, the casual pinball player wants to just. The casual pinball player ain't paying $1,300
they're
for a
sitting on their
4K
couch
pinball table
on a Switch.
You know, yeah, they'll sit on a couch on a Switch. So, I mean, there's just alternatives that play better. If you told me that, oh my God, this ALP has a PC, an i7, and you're going to be able to buy your FX tables. Oh, Kev froze. I wonder what happened. You're going to be able to buy your FX3 tables from Atgames, then I would say, yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, that'd be great. Kev, where'd you go, man? I'll have to remove him. Hopefully he comes back. So I'm not so sure that that's the best alternative is all I'm saying. It's just, there's just better alternatives. Okay. Now here's the last one. Okay, guys, I hope Kev comes back. So I running the. All right, we're back.
Ooh, sorry.
Sorry about that.
Was that me?
Yeah, you froze, man.
Sorry,
You
guys.
froze.
Sorry.
All right,
I think PK hit me with a DOS attack. He wanted me off.
Oh, you Atgames influencers are
PK
attacking
was
us.
like, get him.
How many Atgames influencers? If I want to know, if you're in the chat, I saw some of you that are influencers.
Sorry.
You guys put it in the chat. A 1 if you're an influencer, and I know who you are. I expect to see you guys. Put it in there if you're an influencer. To Biggie, if you are, I know Papa. Come on, put a 1 in there. If you're an influencer, let's hear it. Okay, I know you got Mike B, P Dubs, all you guys. Carlo is an influencer.
I know
All
P Dubs
right.
is lurking. P Dubs,
One,
I know P Dubs is watching. Come on, P Dubs, put
that
a 1 in
one
the chat.
in there. Tell everybody you're an influencer. You're in that
we know.
secret chat group with all the Atgames people. Okay, Kev.
Yeah.
You have to update your pinballs
Yes.
and your ALUs if you want
Yes.
to get these HD updates, these tables, right?
Well-
What happens when you update your Atgames Legends Ultimate, your Atgames Legends Pinball, your Atgames Legends 4K? What happens?
Sorry, guys. So I don't know if you're aware, but Atgames Legends sent out 2 updates recently, 5.70 and 5.71. 5.70 breaks the sauce, and 5.71 breaks coin ops. So you will no longer have the ability to play coin ops unless you play off their front end loader, which doesn't load the interface correctly. And 5.70 just completely broke the sauce. So Atgames said that if you're playing their 4K pinball, it's mandatory firmware updates to play these tables. So that means no vertical build coin ops unless you go through their interface, which isn't good. So guys, they're taking away your coin ops. They're taking away your saucy. I recommend getting rid of your Wi-Fi. I heard Michael B say they're not doing that. It's in the patch notes.
It's
in the patch notes. That coin ops is gone.
It's
Why
gone.
would Michael B
wipes
say
it
it's not?
out. All right, $1.99 from Twisted Gaming. Atgames sent y'all a virus. Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
Atgames
I
is
don't
in
know.
here. They're like, shut up, Rex. Shut up, Kev. Don't tell them all this stuff. You're losing the best feature of Atgames.
Yes.
The best feature, coin
Yes.
ops, and it's gone. You cannot use it.
Gone. And what's interesting, Rex, if you go to the patch notes, it says 5.71. we will give you a one-time exclusion if you want to roll back, if you want your coin ops. But then after that, after that in 3 weeks, if you want to buy a game, they're going to force you to update your firmware eventually. So we got to figure this out. I have my Wi-Fi turned off. I am not using it for anything but coin ops at this point. I'm not going to 5.71. No way.
Turn off your Wi-Fi updates on your Atgames.
Yeah, no, Carl's right.
Have coin ops.
5.70 coin op works fine. 5.71 it doesn't, and it tells you right in the notes. All these Atgames influencers, guys, look at the patch notes. It says it. Your coin ops they're coming for your coin ops.
They're coming for your coin ops, Carl. Go. Come back to us, Carl, after you update.
Carl, go look at
Turn it off because you're not getting it back, Carl.
Carl,
you're not going back firmware versions.
Don't do it
unless you know somebody who has the firmware and you can stick a USB and
there are people that have the firmware going to like 5.69 or something you can go to. So,
I mean, it RAM best to just gut them and put it cheap. But here's the problem: is you got to be careful how cheap you go with the PC because you're not going to get good 1080p FX games, right? I mean, that's the issue. And that's why I say, but they're gonna run these Zen table, William tables smoothly on 4K resolution when Arcade 1-Up uses basically the same chip, or a similar chip, couldn't even get it to run in 720p, and we're gonna get these in 4K. The shills are at it. They overhype the pros, right, and they downplay the cons. We're telling you the cons of what's going to happen here, and the shills are at it to overhype this, and just be careful.
Like Carl said, you have to request 5.71. Yeah, today you do. In 2 weeks, everybody's going to be forced to get it. You think that they're not going to put a 5.71 for everybody eventually? Yeah. This is just backdooring Trojan horsing right now. They're just testing the waters. Yeah. You're all going to be forced to update.
You're going to request 5.71 so you can get the tables, right?
Exactly.
So you can get the options to get the tables.
Exactly.
And you're screwed. Now,
exactly.
The other thing is, I lost my train of thought about what they're hiding.
Well, did you want to talk about the size? Like, 32-inch 4K.
Oh yeah.
Is that something we want to bring up? The fact that 32 is a little light for the 4K. I mean, 42 and up is really the sweet spot for 4K.
Right. If you look at companies who do virtual pinball and in 4K. They start at the 42-inch.
42 and 43 and up, yeah.
Because it's a known fact that you need a 42-inch, TV in order to kind of justify 4K and make it better. Now, I'm not saying it won't be better than 1080 at exactly. a close distance. It will be a little bit. It will be. But how much better, right? How much better? What are we getting out of a 4K and a 32-inch? They always say, if you're going to go 4K or 8K, your TV's got to be like 60 inches before you reap the benefits that the natural eye can see. You know?
And it's
even
also
Twisted Gaming knows 42 and up. Sorry, let's get
Twisted knows 42. Yeah, 42 and up. So now you're paying $1,500 for the 4K for tables that you have to rebuy, and you don't really know how much of an eye test you're going to get out of it. Most people say you're going to just see a little bit of clarity out of it. Nothing crazy.
Trigger Films, you want coin ops? How about a virtual high five?
Arcade 1-Up style.
That would be great if Atgames was like,
if they just sent it to you, virtual high five.
We stuck it to you with coin ops, but here's a virtual high five for you. Hey, download those deluxe tables, Stringer. Go ahead, man. Download those deluxe tables. Dr. Seuss table is rocking, man. It is rocking. Dr. Seuss table cost you your coin ops, but it was a fair trade.
Dr. Seuss or 42,000 classic gamings. What should we do? Oh man, that's classic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is kind of all hype, but 4K, 1440, 2K would have been fine at 60. I think so too.
I agree.
32 inches. I think you should have downscaled just to 1440 and not gone, to 2160. So.
Yeah, I agree. So people are going to say that we're like poo-pooing this and that. What would make it better? Rexer, if they gave us this 1400 machine and they included like 40 Zen tables at 4K, now we're maybe talking a little bit,
Your Scepter's right. I'd rather have 1080p at 120. Right.
Yeah. Well, this isn't even running at 120. I believe it's 60 hertz. So you're not even getting 120. That'll be 2 years from now when they lock your updates. You have to buy the 120 machine. Yeah. So they just need to include more tables at 4K and show us before you pre-order what this stuff looks like.
I'm not trying to. If you don't have an ALP, I think okay, go for it. If you're entering the market, go for it. But for the people who have one and they already play it on something else or whatever, there's just better options out there for 1,300.
I agree.
And don't say 1,100. It's 1,300.
It's 1,300.
Add 100 for shipping, 100 for tax. It's 1,300.
But this is the question, Brad. Why are they jeopardizing their bread and butter as a multicade? Why are they even putting coin ops in the patch notes that it's gone? Why are they doing that? It's because of the licensees. Do you think Zen wants coin ops? Do you think KI wants coin ops? Yeah. It's the licensees that's pushing them to take it away. Atgames doesn't want to take this away.
Zen's very particular.
Yes.
So $2 from Hobby Hands. I'm very skeptical of a true 4K experience. I said that in the beginning.
Yeah, you did.
Hobby Hands, very skeptical about how they're going to really run these games at a true 4K experience, and not try and do some sort of upscaling or something that I don't even know how they'd run on these rock chips. Yeah. So.
Well, let's see. So who's going to pre-order in 2 days, Rexer? I mean, you have a bunch of people here. Is everyone who's hyping this up getting one? Is Brad getting one? Is Carl getting one?
They're all hoping they get one for free from Atgames, So
I mean, well, there's going to be a giveaway from Wagner's Tech Talk, so we can all put our hat in the ring on that one. But
look at Bo says you can't rolling back firmware won't help you get coin ops. So scratch. Sorry,
really?
Because you know how it was with like the PlayStation when you were hacking it, you'd roll it back to the firmware so you don't have to do that anymore. But
yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I can't wait to see who gets these. I don't know.
I just think.
Here was the one thing I wanted to say. Last thing, and then we gotta go.
Yeah.
They're making all new skins, right? These new collector's edition tables, right? So you're gonna see new brands and new IPs. Yeah. And yet here you are with Adam's Family, and then let's say Star Trek comes out, or Star Wars, or something like the Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You guys don't even know what's going to come out skin wise, and you're going to be like, "Oh man!"
That's what I said. You're going to want that. In 2
Adam's
weeks.
Family, and here comes some awesome Star Wars skin or something.
Dude, how cool would a Star Wars skin be compared to Adam's Family?
Right.
I don't know why they're See, I would have started with an Adam's Family and then one collector's, something that would be pop off. But
give them some options,
Yeah. And we don't know how much these collectors are going to be, Rexer. They're adding more crap to it. So it won't be 1,500. It could be 1,700 because you're getting engravement or some other chotch with it. So
where's Mikey been? What is he saying here? We gotta put a Mikey you in. I'm skeptical about their plan to sell 15 tables, 5,000 units.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. There's no way. And so what happens in the second year? Are they going to even continue with that model if they don't sell 5,000 of the first 12? It's like,
where's the PowerPoint?
They're out there. They're out there. Yeah.
All right. We got to go. All right. We missed anything? Last things, if we missed anything? No,
I have everything here. I think we covered it all. Just be skeptical, guys. Try not to pre-order unless you really have to.
Do some critical thinking, for Christ's sakes. You're going to get 4K Zen tables that can't run on an i7 and a GTX 1650, but you're going to get this great experience out of a rock chip. Come on.
Yeah. Without even
and then I saw some people saying, well, is it the old haptics or the new, or is it solenoids? And nobody knows. It's like, we don't know. Maybe the real solenoids for the haptics. Maybe it's the old system, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they say built-in solenoids and speakers for haptic feedback. So take that for whatever it means.
For what it means, Remember it was sound haptics. Boom,
and we all know the haptics sucked on this one. For being honest, it's horrible. So
they can't make it worse.
They can't make it worse. Better. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we brought up the subscription model, Trev. Yes. So now you're putting out $15 a month more than Netflix to play Adam's Family and some other tables.
So you have to subscribe $15 a month to get these tables in order to buy them.
Well, no,
or you can play them, but you don't own them.
Yeah, you don't own them. So now
you don't know how many. You don't know how many you get.
It could be 5 a month. Who knows? And over time, This is where we're at now, Rexer. Everyone should hate subscriptions. We all wanted them, and now we all have 12 of them. And now we got subscriptions for subscriptions.
You're right.
Yeah.
Hate them.
Yeah, he's right.
Hate them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, Teddy.
Thanks,
we'll see
everybody.
Stringer, thank you.
Stringer,
Papa, we'll see you guys
Feo,
later. All right,
Mikey.
thanks for joining.